let's get started. Dear super duper boys and girls.
It's the start of a super day in Susan Corey's kindergarten class at Faubion Elementary School in Portland, Oregon.
Who's super duper in this room?
Across the hall, fellow kindergarten teacher Felipe Lara is having a different kind of morning.
Oh, you want your mama? Why don't you go get a Kleenex so we can blow your nose? Come on, let's go. It's kind of like a magician. You redirect. You know, they're focused on one thing, and then you just get a Kleenex. That was the redirection. And then they just need that little focus to get back, and then it's over.
That's what we're looking for, to see what sounds you're hearing. Good job, yeah, yay.
The subtle magic of teaching at Faubion has produced remarkable results. In a school where nearly 3/4 of the students receive free or reduced lunch, 97% of the school's 5th graders met or exceeded state standards for both reading and math in 2005. Most here would agree that the key to achieving such high standards is to expect nothing less.
We all hold
very high expectations.
That they all can learn.
and we believe in them.
We teach them to set goals for themselves.
And it's just understood here that of course you're going to learn.
And they really do rise to the occasion.
Having expectation is a good thing because you can. It's like setting your goal and your benchmark.
Hey, let's find out the 15. Which one is 15?
To help students achieve their lofty goals, teachers engage parents as partners by visiting their homes before the first day of kindergarten.
We always make home visits to meet the children kind of on their territory. Makes them a little more comfortable, and it kind of shows us a little bit about their life.
I think it makes them not so scared of kindergarten because they've already seen us, they've already talked to us. And that helps us as well, the home visit.
14.
Teachers also work in grade-level teams.
This is Monday, right?
Takia Williams and Meredith Caldwell spend 2 hours each week planning their first grade lessons together.
And this will be good. This is part of community, neighborhood. I mean, if they have a library in their neighborhood, we can tie that in to that as well.
I just love working with my peers. We are a unit, and I can go back to Susan, or I can go back to Felipe, and I can go to Meredith anytime and say, hey, this is the situation here. What can we do to solve it? Now we all put a piece into it and come up with some great examples or what we need to do as a staff. We reach out to each other.
I was thinking now we should go over all the little pieces that we feel they kind of have gaps with.
4th grade teachers Mary Harbolt and Gail Quigley take the teamwork concept even further. With the help of student teacher Anna Lale, they team teach 36 students in 2 shared classrooms.
For shared reading/writing, we have you teaching a grammar lesson.
Okay.
You want to continue doing that?
Yeah, that's fine. We're working through that book.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's more to being an educator than just teaching. You have parents calling, you have students who have questions, constant paperwork. And so you always have one teacher who can keep an eye out while the other one's teaching. And it really saves time for us as well. We can spend more time focusing on the kids and focusing on the learning than on did they turn in their homework.
Another key element in Faubion's success is a social-emotional learning curriculum called Life Skills, which is taught at every grade level.
Everyone in here has really been using the Life Skill of Initiative to try to keep the floor picked up. And to keep
we are working really hard on infusing in children the idea of being a citizen, a good citizen of this school and this city and state, and what it means to be respectful, what it means to give back, what it means to be a good friend.
Who can help these 3 people out?
4th graders spend 20 minutes each day using the life skills they've learned to resolve everyday conflicts, like cutting into a game line.
He could have said okay because the line goes by quick when nobody argues and stuff.
We learned that, didn't we? Using the life skill of cooperation, we can play a lot faster, can't we?
Yes.
Does anyone have another piece of advice for them? This gives us something to talk about. This gives us real moments. There's programs out there that teach the life skills in a different manner, but it's a canned program, meaning you hold up a poster and you say, this is Billy, this is Jenny, they're fighting over a ball, how can we help them? Whereas today, there were actual examples of conflict, and it applied to them.
You could have went to another Foursquare, and you could have walked away from the situation.
That was a good one. I like the walking away. We have a lot of Foursquare games going, don't we?
The school's high scores in English are the result of an intense focus on reading and writing skills.
Your story is going to be told from the point of view of one of these characters. And they're going to explain what happened.
And lessons in the basics are often enhanced by new technology tools.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to have to use the life skill of flexibility and patience, because we need to get into the server. And here comes my inspiration starter. Part of teaching has to do with entertaining. You need to hook them. You need to catch their attention.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what technology does. It sucks them in. It makes them interested in their learning.
Okay, so you're gonna look for a person.
I like that idea. That's a good strategy.
In the class, we're always usually calm and quiet, and we're not always chatterbugs, and we usually listen to the teachers. And the teachers really are excellent teachers at their jobs because they do learning, and at the same time they do fun things.
Grandma didn't have a change.
Teachers aren't the only ones who teach here. Second graders regularly read to kindergartners.
According to my research, phytoplankton live in the part of the ocean near the surface that gets sunlight.
Community volunteers also come into the school to spend time reading with the students.
Two
what?
pairs, but he was still hungry.
We read books every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, depending on the children. And they love stories.
Point to it if you see the squirrel.
I mean, most of the time, a lot of these kids have not heard stories too often at home, so they love this. And all I ask them to do is to sit quietly and listen.
A world far away inside my
Body.
head, because he's using her imagination.
Imagination.
Oh, I like the way Monte said, imagination.
In the end, Faubion's phenomenal success is the product of dedicated teachers working together to realize the potential they see in every child.
And tell me one thing about it.
We have kids' lives in our hands that we are responsible for. And no matter what's happening, the ultimate goal that we set up is that we have to make sure that we are giving each kid an opportunity to be successful. And what about this too?
6.
What about this too?
7, 8.
Maybe we haven't done it right the first time. We think, oh, they'll learn this way, and they don't. But if we try another method, it clicks. Oh, you guys are so smart.
It's about having faith, for one thing, in the potential of these children, and then not only having the faith, but then doing something with it. We believe children can learn. We believe they walk through our door and we can take them, to the moon. But it's using good assessment, good strategies to make sure that happens for all children.
For more information on what works in public education, go to edutopia.org.